Welcome to the OnLine Rheometer presentation from Rheology Solutions. This presentation outlines a summary of the capabilities and applications in industry for the OLR, as well as a summary of the features and benefits of the equipment. Principle of operation of the OLR is small amplitude oscillatory squeeze flow. This is demonstrated in the cartoon at the bottom right of the slide. The internal measurement cavity of the OLR consists of two flat parallel plates. One plate moves close to the other plate, trapping a sample of liquid that had been flowing through the pipe between the plates. One plate then oscillates through a small amplitude, squeezing the material trapped between the plates. And so we have small amplitude oscillatory squeeze flow. The response of the liquid is measured and through well-known physics is converted into viscoelastic properties of the material being measured. The viscoelastic properties that the OnLine Rheometer can deliver are the complex viscosity, the elastic modulus G prime, the viscous modulus G double prime, and delta, the phase angle. Unlike other OnLine rheometers and viscometers, the OLR delivers a characteristic curve from 1 to 100 Hz, online and in real time. Rheology Solutions has developed software to run and set up the OLR called SOLR. The OLR is also capable of talking directly to a factory PLC. This slide outlines the principle of operation of the OLR after installation. The OLR can sit either inline or online. Inline means in the main process pipeline, whereas online is a lower risk installation where the OnLine Rheometer sits in a side stream. The OLR acts as a go-between between the process and the operator, measuring the viscosity of the material as it's processed and informing the operator about the quality of the material in the process. The operator is then able to make a decision as to whether or not the material is ready for the next processing step or whether further processing is required. The benefits of the OLR include the fact that the OLR delivers a characteristic curve from 1 to 100 Hz, so 100 viscosities characterizing the material from 1 to 100 Hz, as opposed to the typical incumbent in or online measurements which deliver a single data point at extremely high shear rates or frequencies, often where the material is least sensitive to any changes in processing or in ingredients. As well as viscosity, the OnLine Rheometer also provides elastic response and viscous response, so that's G prime and G double prime. No other online instrument can provide this data directly to the engineer. And this data is provided across a range of frequencies, again from 1 to 100 Hz. And all this data is stored and can be accessed later by the factory engineer or quality control professional. Thirdly, the OnLine Rheometer data compares extremely well with laboratory rheometer data. You can see in the graph on the right hand side the three colored data sets, the blue, green and red shapes, are three consecutive OLR runs. And this is compared with the black crosses, which is laboratory rheometer data. You can see the OnLine Rheometer compares extremely well and correlates with the laboratory rheometer data. This is good news for quality control and for the switch from offline measurements to online measurements, because it shows the reliability and repeatability of the OLR data. The OnLine Rheometer applications are many. They stretch throughout the production chain, from the factory end for quality control and process monitoring and process development, and particularly in the transition from batch to semi-continuous and continuous processing, where the laboratory testing for quality control holds up the process. The OnLine Rheometer can now be used to shortcut that quality control step. In research and development and for process and product development at both pilot plant and laboratory scales, the OnLine Rheometer can help with cost-effective prototyping of both new processes and new products. The materials that the OnLine Rheometer can measure are essentially any flowable material. If a material can be pumped through the pipe, the OnLine Rheometer in general can measure it. So anything, any sort of gel, viscous liquid, any semi-solids, pastes, colloids and suspensions, the OnLine Rheometer is capable of making a measurement of these materials. The industries that the OnLine Rheometer has applications in are the personal care industry for hair care, skin care and oral health, where these processes are in general batch processes that rely on laboratory analysis of viscosity, in general with a Brookfield type viscometer for a go, no-go on each batch quality. The OnLine Rheometer can clearly fit in this process, replacing the laboratory measurement and shortcutting the process and allowing a semi-batch or semi-continuous process. In the food industry, again, many products are made in a batch-wise manner. Brookfield type viscometers are used for quality control where texture or flowability are important, and in the same way as in the personal care industry, the OnLine Rheometer can shortcut these processes as well as giving a constant feedback to the operator on how his process is running. In the mineral processing industry, rheology is already widely used, particularly in slurry transport and comminution processes, but also separation processes for flotation and underflow density control. Rheology is already widely used in either viscosity measurements or in yield stress measurements. Because the OnLine Rheometer delivers viscoelastic data, the yield stress and viscoelastic data can be closely related because they're a structural measurement, and obviously we are delivering a complex viscosity also. So the OnLine Rheometer has broad potential applications in the mineral processing industry. Other industries where we found application for the OnLine Rheometer include biopolymers, coatings, petrochemicals and so on. In summary, the OnLine Rheometer provides a lot of data for quality control and process monitoring, and from this large amount of data the user can select 3 frequencies at which the viscosity best describes his or her process. We have developed our own software to drive and set up the quality control process in the OnLine Rheometer, and the OnLine Rheometer can also talk directly to the factory PLC. We have a low maintenance system here, which is also plug and play. Rheology Solutions sets up the OnLine Rheometer directly for your application, so there's no need to calibrate on arrival. As I mentioned, the OnLine Rheometer delivers a large amount of data, but the user can select which parts of the data best describe his or her process. So this is not a one-size-fits-all approach. We have extremely good correlations with laboratory measurements, and in the factory, in R&D, for product process development at laboratory and pilot scales, the OnLine Rheometer can find a lot of applications for speeding up the quality control process, for speeding up research and development into new prototypes. And for any flowable liquid, the OnLine Rheometer has a potential application. Rheology Solutions is the sole manufacturer and distributor of the OnLine Rheometer. You can find more information on the system at onlinerheometer.com, and from there you can download our application notes, our articles and inquiry forms. You can also email us at info@onlinerheometer.com or call us in Australia, so that's 61 for Australia, 03-5367-7477. Or you can send us snail mail to our postal address shown here. Thank you for your attention.